Yo, what's good everyone? Thank you for tuning in to today's video. As you can see from the title, it is that time of the month again. So in today's video, we will be taking a look at my top 10 best upcoming sneakers for the month of August. Now, to be honest, July was incredibly quiet for us in terms of content on this channel. We wasn't able to get all the pickups that we were looking for, but I'm quietly hoping that August will be a much better month. And trust me, there are some absolutely incredible releases to look forward to. So I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time on the intro. Let's go ahead and dive straight into this video. So to kickstart this list, the very first shoe that we will be taking a look at is the Teddy Santis New Balance 990 V3 in the purple and orange colourway. Scheduled to be releasing on the 4th of August for a retail price of £220, and it is also scheduled to be releasing in full family sizing. I honestly can't remember the last time a 990 V3 released in full family sizing here in the UK. I've seen it further afield, but never seen any of the kids' pairs, and I think they're incredibly cute, and I'm definitely going to try and get some for the kids. With that said, I do want to point out that even the kids' pairs are pretty pricey, as they're coming in at around £60 or even £70. So if you are looking to pick up the whole family's pairs, do bear in mind that it could actually get quite expensive. But with that aside, just taking a look at the shoe from an aesthetics point of view, absolutely incredible. I've already seen some reviews, one of them from a fellow YouTuber, Guy in Kicks. So if you haven't seen his review already, highly recommend you check it out. But he completely smashed the review. Everything about this shoe looks incredible, from the details to the materials. Just everything about the shoe looks absolutely amazing to me. And even though I'm not this incredibly devoted New Balance collector or anything else like that, there are certain pairs that I just feel like I'm happy to go out of my way for, and this is definitely going to be one high up on the list. Now, because of the price point and because of the cost of living going up, I do have to start being a little bit more strategic with pickups, but I definitely feel like this is a really great one to have as we move into like autumn and winter. I'm not sure how it's going to do in terms of like resale or anything like that. I do expect that it will be pretty widely available, to be completely honest. I could be completely wrong, but I am expecting that there will be a lot of pairs, and I feel like if you really want it and you put all your footwork in, hopefully you should be able to get it as well. So just moving on swiftly to the next shoe up on our list, and this next one is already starting to cause a little bit of controversy. So the next shoe that we are taking a look at is the Sneakers Day Air Force 1, scheduled to be releasing on the 8th of August for a retail price of £134.95, or £135 just to make it a little bit easier. Now, it does seem like a lot of people are actually pretty concerned about the prospect of another Sneakers Day, or maybe not concerned, might not be the right word, maybe a little bit apprehensive, especially after the calamity that was last year's Sneakers Day. I'm honestly not looking forward to it the most myself personally. I just feel like they always kind of build up the hype and it never really fits the bill, and it just never really, matches up to what I'm expecting. But this is actually a really nice shoe that I'm definitely going to be going for. I think it's clean. I think the overall look to the shoe is absolutely fine. I've seen some people saying that they don't really like the look of it or the materials or all those other kind of things, but I think just from an aesthetics point of view, I can definitely get with these. I will definitely be looking forward to seeing the review by Scopes. He is the resident Air Force 1 king, so I'm sure he's going to get these and absolutely kill the review. So I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for that, but on the day, hopefully I can get my pair as well to bring you a review for this channel. I feel like it's a nice pair. It's not something I'm going immediately out of my way of. If there's like an abundance of pairs, I'll happily take one, but it's not something I would consider paying resale for or anything else like that, to be completely honest. Now, because it is a Sneakers Day release, I'm not sure if there will be any raffles, and it might just be reserved for Sneakers Day. There hasn't been any other information about any other releases on Sneakers Day either, so even though people say there's going to be a bunch of restocks, I highly doubt it. But you never know, watch this space, it could still potentially be a good day. We'll just have to kind of wait and see. So just moving on to the next shoe up on our list, this next one is actually scheduled to be releasing on Sneakers Day as well, although I do highly doubt it. So the next shoe that we are taking a look at is the Nike Air Max 1 in the taupe yellow colourway, also scheduled to be releasing on the 8th of August for a retail price of £145, and this year has been transformative for me when it comes to the Air Max 1. I've picked up 7 colourways already, and I can't wait to pick up my 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and just continue to grow this collection as much as possible. And this colourway is definitely one that I do want to add into the collection. Don't get me wrong, it's not the most aesthetically pleasing shoe. I'm not going to pretend that it is. Yellow isn't necessarily the easiest shoe to wear, but I think given how it's actually colour blocked on the shoe, the otherwise decent materials that Air Max 1s generally come with, I think that this is definitely a shoe I can get down with. The retail price point is definitely something that is a big reason as to why I'm moving away from Jordan Brand and certain other releases like Yeezy and even certain New Balance models, and going back to those OG, or my favorite OG models like the Air Max 1, the 90s and things like that, because they're just more readily available, it's more affordable, and in this current climate, affordability is definitely high up on the priority list. So this is definitely a shoe I can get with. I think the bright colours are perfect for summer, and even though it's releasing in August and the weather's up and down in August when it comes to the UK, this is definitely a shoe that I would love to wear over the last few weeks of summer. I think it's nice, it's bright, it's vibrant, and it actually adds something different that my Air Max 1 collection doesn't have. Now, when it comes to Air Max 1s, it's kind of up and down. Some releases will sell out and some won't. So a good example is the Tree Lines and the Madder Roots are still available at different places, whereas things like Collabs, of course, obviously sell out. So these may sit, these may sell out. When it comes to an Air Max 1, because of how things are in Europe, I always do my best to get them anyway. So I'm definitely entering every raffle. I'll be there on Sneakers Day in case it does release, but I'm not sure how it will do in terms of resale. I can't expect that it's going to be too expensive even after release. So if you want it, hopefully you will be able to get it. So skipping forward a couple of weeks from Sneakers Day, the very next shoe that we are actually going to be touching on is actually the Air Jordan 13 in the French blue colourway, scheduled to be releasing on the 20th of August for a retail price of £180. Now when it comes to Jordans, as I kind of touched on with the Air Max 1, they're getting very pricey right now, and I feel like maybe last year or even the year before, I would have been all over these. I think the colourway is beautiful. It's inspired by the True Blue Air Jordan 3s, which is one of my favourite Jordan 3 colourways. And if you don't know already, the Jordan 3 is my favourite Jordan model. So all of those kind of factors and the fact that I love the Jordan 13 in general would have definitely meant that I would have normally gone for these. But as I've said already throughout the video, affordability is important and I just don't feel like I have to have these. So I'll be more than happy to pass. But I do think there will be quite a lot of people who will be really excited for these. I think the colourway is super clean. I love the backstory and the inspiration for the shoe. And I feel like when it comes to the 13, comfortability is amazing. The colour blocking is generally quite good, as is on this colourway. And the materials are always pretty decent as well. They always do a pretty good job with the Jordan 13. So when it comes to the release itself, I expect that these are fully going to be widely available. I think you'll be able to get them at a multitude of different places. And I feel like if they were to sell out, which I find highly, highly unlikely, I do expect the resale price will be right around that retail price point. So if you want them, don't kill yourself to get them. I do expect if you want them, you should definitely be able to get these. So just moving on to the next shoe up on our list, the next release that we will be taking a look at is the Air Jordan 14 Ginger, finally releasing for the first time since its initial release on the 24th of August for a retail price of £180. Now this is also a shoe that we did also cover in the Jordan Autumn collection, and this, like the Jordan 13, I do fully expect will be widely available. Now even though this is very nostalgic for quite a lot of people, and if you are a big fan of the 14, I fully get why you'd be after these, but again, for me personally, like the 13s, I'm not killing myself to get this pair. It's very clean, it's very wearable, and when it comes to the 14, I'm a little bit picky, but I could definitely get with these, and I do feel like it is a pretty nice looking shoe. I definitely feel like the history and nostalgia behind it is driving whether or not I'll actually go for it, which I definitely feel like I will. I would love to get them on the channel, I'd love to do a review, but whether or not I actually need them for the collection kind of just remains to be seen. Now when it comes to the release itself, the 14 doesn't necessarily get the hype like a lot of other Jordan models for understandable reasons. If you want these, you should definitely be able to get them. I fully expect that it will sit, and I'm kind of anticipating that it will go on sale. This isn't for you guys in America. I'm sure these will sell out for you guys, but for us here in the UK, I fully expect that this is going to be widely available. So if you want it, you should definitely be able to get it. So just moving on to the next shoe up on our list, and this very next release actually kind of came out of left field and only got into the list as of today. So the next shoe that we are taking a look at is the Air Max 95 Anatomy of Air, also scheduled to be releasing on the 24th of August for a retail price of £165. And honestly, every single time I include the 95 on this list, it's just crazy to me that it's now £165, but I guess it's just the world that we now live in, so kind of here nor there. Why? But the shoe itself, I was not expecting to get these. I'd read somewhere that this was actually a Japanese exclusive and we weren't going to be getting a wider release. So to see now that it's on the Soul Supplier and it is looking like we are going to be getting a release here in Europe, I'm honestly gassed. I'm all about the Air Maxes right now, and even though this is a slightly pricier one, I definitely think these are absolutely incredible. I think the colorway is clean, it's simple but detailed. I think the backstory will definitely be really interesting with these. I didn't do too much of a read up. It's something I like to do, close to the release date and, when I actually get the shoe in hand. I don't want to put in all this preparation work before I even get the shoe just in case I actually miss out. And when it comes to the 95s, the fan base for the 95 is fanatical. So every time a certain 95 drops and it's special or it's like a special release, they just fly off the shelves and they are incredibly hard to get. So this one definitely could sell out and it could be reselling for quite a bit of money. Who's to say? Definitely could sit on shelves as well. It's kind of just have to watch this space and see how it goes. But just looking at it from an aesthetics point of view, I think a lot of people will be feeling these, just casual buyers, collectors, and people like myself who want to review it on the channel. So this is definitely one I'm going to be going for, especially after I missed out on them Beetroot 95s. Shout out to Sides for cancelling my order.
Thank you!
Still haven't got over that, so fingers crossed they can actually come through and I can maybe get them through Size or Foot Patrol or wherever these are due to be releasing. I think that based on what I've seen, we will definitely be getting the sneakers released, but there's been no information about raffles just yet. So if you do want to check out the raffles guide on the Soul Suppliers website, all the information will be there. It will list every single raffle that's available if you want to enter them all. So just keep checking the raffles guide on the Soul Suppliers website because all the information will be on there. So just moving on to the next shoe up on our list, and this next one is something I am genuinely gassed about. So the next shoe that we are taking a look at is the women's Air Jordan 4 in the Canyon Purple colourway. Scheduled to be releasing on the 25th of August for a retail price of £180 or even £200 because the price definitely seems to be changing. On certain Jordan 4 releases it's £180 like the Infrareds, but then the Zen Masters was £200, the Canvas was £200. So just say anything from £180 to £200 will be the price point. And I've seen so many people slating this shoe and I can't understand why. Everybody loves the Travis Scott Friends and Family purple colorway, but everybody seems to hate this Canyon purple colorway. I hope you people are actually holding the same energy when the shoe does release. I need these. I have to get these for the personal collection. It is definitely one of my favourite releases throughout the month of August. That material they're using looks incredible. The details on the mudguard, or on the midsole I should say, just everything about this shoe looks incredible. It screams Halloween to me, so I'd probably save them to October would be when I would pull them out. But I definitely thought this is an incredibly clean colourway. It's something I would love to have in the collection. Definitely count me in for this one. I think it's an incredible colourway. I think the details, design, everything about it is a straight 10 out of 10. And I definitely don't say that casually. So really excited for this one. Praying I actually managed to get my personal pair. When it comes to women's releases, they do limit the sizes. So any of you fellas with the bigger feet, unfortunately, you might not be able to get these. But hopefully I can get my UK 9.5. So if you want these, I do fully expect that it's going to sell out. Everybody loves the Jordan 4. And I fully expect that the resale price is actually going to be pretty hefty as well. So if you want them, put all your footwork in, enter all your raffles, get all your friends to enter for you. This one is absolutely, definitely going to sell out.
Shut up and take my money!
So just moving on to the next shoe, and I will be honest, this next one could have definitely been swapped out for a couple different pairs. I'll get onto the reason as to why in just a second. So the next shoe that we are taking a look at is the Air Jordan 1 Retro Taxi, scheduled to be releasing on the 27th of August for a retail price of £155. Now also scheduled to be releasing on the 27th of August, according to the Soul Supplier, is the Air Jordan 4 Black Canvas, as well as the Air Jordan 1 Stealths. Now I'm not sure if they're just like attaching that date for whatever reason, I don't know why, but I'd find it very, very unlikely that they're going to be releasing 2 Jordan 4s in the space of a week, as well as 2 Jordan 1s on the same day. So I do expect that one of the 3 is going to release. I'm not entirely sure which one, but it would be my opinion that it would more likely be the Retro Taxi, so that's the reason we're going to focus on that one. If I'm wrong and any of the other 2 colorways release, I don't really feel like you can go wrong. I feel like all 3 shoes are definitely really, really clean. But this Retro Taxi one that we are going to be focusing on, I did also cover that in the autumn preview for Jordan Brand, and I just feel like it's an absolutely incredible colorway. I feel like the story behind it is a little bit tongue-in-cheek, saying that the inspiration came from the Taxi 12s, that little heel tab. Maybe that is the case, but if that is the case, it's starting to sound like Jordan Brand is running out of ideas and they're just kind of clutching at straws at this point. But I still feel like what came out of it is super clean. I feel like if you're a fan of the Jordan 1 and you're looking for that everyday shoe, you honestly can't go wrong with these. I'm not a big Jordan 1 guy. If you see behind me, you won't see a single pair of Jordan 1s. So it's not something that I immediately need, but I would be more than happy to review it for the channel and just to see if we can actually debunk that, that story and see if it's actually cap or not. But, we'll just have to wait and watch this space as to whether I can get it for a review. Now, when it comes to Jordan 1s, we are definitely seeing a down market at the minute, and a lot of pairs are going for, retail or even under with some certain releases. So I feel like this is definitely one that could reignite the love for the Jordan 1. It's a clean colorway, the color blocking's fine, and it's actually, pretty decent compared to certain other releases. So it could sell out, it might not. You're just gonna kind of have to wait and see. So just moving on to the next shoe up on our list, and again, this is another one that only actually made the list today. So the next shoe that we are taking a look at is the Nike Dunk Low Lottery, scheduled to be releasing on the 28th of August for a retail price of £100. I'll be honest, this is a very, very late entry. Only made the list about 10-15 minutes before I sat down to do this. So I don't honestly know that much about the release. I don't know anything about the backstory or anything else like that. I'm just going to tackle it at face value, and I definitely feel like this is a very, very clean colorway. Dunks is still incredibly hype, and people are absolutely in love with the Dunks. It's been a few years now. We've kind of waiting for it to fade away, and it's just not fading away. Resale prices have come down. There's a lot more widely available pairs, but even still, time after time after time, colorways are still selling out. Mostly the Pandas, but they still sell out in other colorways as well, and I do expect that this is going to be one that a lot of people are going to be really excited for. It's affordable, it's a clean colorway, the color blocking's nice as well, and I definitely feel like, as I've said for other shoes, affordability definitely comes into it. So anyone who's looking for maybe that summer shoe and they're maybe priced out of buying Jordans and New Balances and Yeezys, £100, you can just wear them and beat them up. You can't go wrong with these. Again, check out the raffles guide, because when those raffles do get posted, all the information will be on there as well. And last but by no means least, we've reached the final one for today's list, and it is the absolute pinnacle of the month for me. So the very final release that we will be taking a look at is the Patta Nike Air Max 1 in the white colorway, scheduled to finally be releasing on the 30th of August for a retail price of £155. The price point, definitely getting a little bit pricey, but it is definitely worth it when you see how incredibly clean this colorway is. Now, I will be honest, it's not my favourite Patta release, especially from the whole pack, but I do feel like this white colorway is super clean, and it is definitely one I want to add into my growing Air Max 1 collection. Generally, when it comes to these Patta colorways, a lot of the time, especially in my size at least, I can only really speak for that, the prices generally sit around 300 to 400, but I can see this one exceeding it just because of how clean the colorway is, and I feel like a lot of people that may have not really fancied the Monarchs, the Aquas, the Maroons are probably going to be after these, so could potentially be one of the harder shoes to cop on this list, and it does sound like it's only going to be releasing on Patta and on Sneakers, so that means that there's a limited amount of pairs, it's a limited amount of availability on the sites as well, so kind of, yeah, it's difficult basically is what I'm trying to say, even though I'm struggling for the wording. It's going to be definitely really hard to get, but I feel like if you do manage to get these, it's going to be really profitable if you want to sell it. But if you're like me and you want them for the collection, fingers crossed that we are able to get our pairs as well. So personally, I'm going all out. It's the one for the month that I have to get. Whenever I've said that in recent or past months, I've managed to get them, like with the Casinas last month. So I'm putting it out there. It's the pinnacle of the month. I have to get it. It's super clean. It's super fire. And I have to have these for the personal collection. And just like that, we've wrapped up my top 10 favourite upcoming sneakers for the month of August. Now, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of other releases throughout the month as well. But these are the ones that had credible release information and actually seem like they're going to be releasing around that time. So I only include shoes that I have or can vouch for, so this is my list for the time being. I'm shooting this video on the 27th of July, so plenty of time for a lot of other surprise releases. I'd love to hear what your guys' opinion are on my top 10, and let me know what shoe you are looking forward to the most in the comment section down below. If you have stuck around to this point in the video, I just want to say a massive thank you. If you haven't already, please feel free to smash that subscribe button. Also, do make sure the bell notification is switched on so you never miss a video, and I hope to see you all again in the next one.